So this week's multiple choice Monday is about organic chemistry, particularly the classification of alcohols into primary, secondary and tertiary. So you can write this like this is the shorthand for primary, secondary and tertiary. And primary, since alcohols all have the OH group, it means the OH is attached to a carbon with maximum one carbon attached to it, whereas in the secondary the OH is attached to a carbon with two carbons attached to it, and in tertiary it's attached to a carbon with three carbons attached. The reason I said for primary that it's maximum one carbon attached is because you could have methanol, in which case your OH is attached to a carbon and there are no other carbons attached, but that's still primary because there's no sort of zero kind of classification, it's 1, 2 or 3. Okay, so the correct answer was A, cyclohexanol. Let's have a look why. So I'm going to go down actually from the bottom up. Let's have a look at ethanol. So ethanol has my OH group there. I'm not going to draw all the hydrogens on. What we can see from that is that ethanol is a primary alcohol because it only has one carbon attached to this carbon here. 2-methyl-propan-2-ol. So be very careful about this use of 2 in the formula because immediately people start thinking, it's on a 2, so it must be secondary. Well, let's have a look. So prop means 3. Propan-2-ol does indeed mean that the OH is on the second carbon, but also we have this 2-methyl situation. And so actually what we can see, if this is the carbon with the OH, then there are in fact 1, 2, 3. So that is tertiary. And then when we look at 2-methyl-propan-1-ol, I'll draw that over here because I'm sort of running out of some space. Propan-1-ol means the OH is on the first carbon. There is a methyl group here. There's going to be various H's on these other carbons, but here is my carbon with the OH group attached. It's only got one carbon directly attached to it. So you look at exactly how many carbons are coming from that carbon. You don't look at any more along the chain. Don't just see the number 2 and assume secondary. Cyclohexanol, going to be a bit tricky to draw structural, so I'm just going to draw it skeletal. So hex means 6, but cyclo means it's in a ring. The OH is on any carbon you like because it doesn't make any difference. But actually this is sometimes a good way, drawing skeletal is a good way to see if something is primary, secondary or tertiary really, really easily. Because here is my carbon with the OH group attached. We look left and right and there are 2 carbons attached to that, which means that that is secondary. It would be super easy to spot with the others from their skeletal formula whether they are primary, secondary or tertiary. So if I did it for 2-methyl-propan-1-ol, there's my carbon. I can see there's only one carbon attached. If I do it for my 2-methyl-propan-2-ol, I can immediately see that that has 3 lines coming out of it other than the OH, so it's tertiary. So skeletal is a good way to spot whether or not something is primary, secondary or tertiary alcohol. So don't forget there's lots of revision materials including stuff about organic chemistry and practice questions on my website. And also you've got my free chemistry revision club, which if you go to my website there'll be a pop-up, you can sign up and that's just through your email. You get regular bits of content and revision ideas for year 12 or year 13 every single week. And I've also got my online A-level masterclasses. Now they are almost booked up for the live classes, but I do have recordings access and they're going to go through all the topics either for AS level if you're still in year 12 or for the whole A-level if you're preparing for summer. So have a look at those because I've got some good deals over Easter for signing up for the recordings, and you can also see for free my organic chemistry revision classes, which I think are now fully booked for live classes, but you can still access the recordings later on this week. And of course, the best way to do that is to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get notified of when new recordings come out.